Here's the Cartier Roadster XL chronograph, a beautiful 42 millimeter steel watch with a quick release bracelet and a really nice, sharp, clean presentation. When we talk about a chronograph, it's hard to say clean because it's a busy dial, but it just looks sharp and elegant on this Cartier. One of the interesting aspects of this watch is the magnifier, because it's integrated as a design element into the shape of the case, and in fact it goes all the way around the case to the back, forming a bulge on the rear. So it's as if this entire portion of the case magically integrated itself into the case to create the magnifier. On a shiny watch like this, you have to be really careful of fingerprints. But it is a very striking presentation. Interestingly, take a look up here. You see it has these, what I thought were design cues. They're actually quite functional. These screws that are in the upper corners of the lugs, they go all the way through into the case of the watch. So I'm going to throw up a picture. If you look at the back, you'll see where these screws are entering the case on the inside and helping secure the movement and the movement spacer. It's just really well done. But then again, Cartier does very good work with these watches, all of their watches. If you had looked at the video that I had done on the Santos, you'll also see these are very good, horologically respectable watches. Cartier was the first men's watch manufacturer. He designed the first men's wristwatch in 1904. So for Santos Dumont. So this is a direct lineage of that watch. It has the same basic design. In fact, you can tell it's a working watch design that has been just polished up, literally. It's a square watch with a screwed down face. So it's not really, it wasn't intended to be a luxury watch, but Cartier couldn't help but make their watches beautiful as well as functional. So when it comes to the Roadster, it is a more luxurious piece than the Santos. The Santos is actually worth a little bit more than the Roadster, but I believe that has more to do with the Santos's reputation and longer lineage within the Cartier stables, because the Roadster came out in the early 2000s, in the early noughts. So, in addition to what we were looking at here, saying it's got a H-shaped metal link bracelet that is a quick release. In fact, let's go ahead and do the quick release now so we can get a better look at the back of the watch. You can just do it with your fingernail. You stick it in, you push down, and it just slides right off. Unfortunately, you can't really put anything else on it because it is Cartier's own mounting system. There are no lug holes. I mean, they could have drilled lug holes in here just to let you attach something else. And a jeweler might want to do that. Well, a jeweler could do it, but would you want a jeweler to do it? But otherwise, you would have to use the Cartier links. So here we go. Let's put it up on the back like this. And it's just a nice presentation. Tells you what it is, tells you what it does. It is a true sports watch. It's good to 100 meters. And again, you can see the design element of the crown and magnifier. And because it's a sports watch, it doesn't have a gem. Whoops. Because it's a sports watch, it doesn't have a gem on the end of the crown. It's a steel end crown, but that makes sense because this is a sports watch, and you wouldn't want to knock off a emerald. Well, no, they use blue, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the color of the stones. Well, actually, I could look at this one. It's a blue. Okay, so you wouldn't want to lose a nice gemstone like that. Although it's interesting, this one's got a metal outer crown, and it's a sports watch, as this is, yet it's got a cabochon, or I believe that's what it's called, the sapphire in there. But then again, it is not prominent on this, and the pushers almost act as crown guards. So I guess they figured, for a luxury sports watch, it's not going to get banged around that much. But I do think it's interesting that the Roadster does have a metal. I think it's more that it speaks to its sports aspect as opposed to its luxury aspect. Now, let's take a quick look at the movement with the magic of editing. So here it is open, so we can see that lovely movement. Even though Cartier does not have a display back, it does not mean that the watch is not well decorated. As you see, it is beautifully decorated. Perlage and interesting engraving on the rotor weight. And in general, just a nicely put together movement. Oh well, let's get the back on. All right. Let's put the bracelet back on and see what it looks like on the wrist. That's how easy it is. So if you get the Cartier replacement straps, you can easily change it up for whatever activity you would like. They have a leather. I've seen this on leather. I've seen it on this metal, and I believe they also have a rubber for it. You just have to order them from Cartier because others companies will not fit. So let's put it on the wrist. I've got an 8.5-inch plus, or about 8.5 now. I think I may have lost a little bit of weight, but I've got an 8.5-inch wrist. It's a double deployant, which is pressure fit. It sits and rides very nicely. The links are curved, and they're screw links. And it's a beautiful piece. It really does look sharp.